June 6, 1944. The beaches of Normandy are a maelstrom of steel and blood. Thousands of Allied soldiers pour onto hostile shores, pushing inland, every step a brutal fight. Their weapons are heavy, their gear is soaked, and every minute counts. But beyond the bullets and the bombs, victory hinged on a far more mundane, yet utterly essential, element: food. Not fresh hot meals. Not even robust field kitchens. Victory rested on a simple, waxed cardboard box, a small, unassuming package no bigger than your hand. This wasn't a tank or a battleship. It was the K-Ration. Developed in secret, refined under immense pressure, and packed with a controversial mix of science and necessity, the K-Ration was designed to perform an impossible feat: fuel an army on the move 4 days in any climate with almost no logistical footprint. It was an ingenious blend of food chemistry, packaging breakthroughs, and military psychology squeezed into a few ounces. Prior to the entry of the United States into World War II, the Army relied heavily on the garrison ration, intended for stable bases, and the A and B rations, fresh or canned supplies. These rations were heavy, bulky, and required extensive cooking facilities and reliable truck transport. The emerging doctrine of mobile warfare, characterized by rapid advances and deep penetrations, made these traditional supply chains impractical. A soldier could only carry a small, finite amount of material, and the failure of food logistics was recognized as an immediate threat to operational momentum. The task of developing a truly mobile, non-perishable combat meal was handed to scientists, notably Dr. Ancel Keys, a physiologist from the University of Minnesota. Keys, who later became famous for his research on diet and heart disease, was tasked by the Quartermaster Corps to design a self-contained daily food supply that could be easily carried by a single infantryman. His core principle was maximizing caloric density while minimizing volume and weight, fundamentally shifting military food design from a culinary challenge to a logistical one. The official specifications for the new ration were demanding and contradictory. The final product had to weigh less than 4 pounds, 1.8 kilograms, for a full day's supply, fit within a volume manageable by a single pocket, and yet deliver approximately 2,800 to 3,200 calories to sustain a highly active fighting soldier. Furthermore, the contents had to be easily digestible, require no cooking, and remain palatable enough to be consumed 3 times a day for short periods, addressing both physical and psychological needs. The K-Ration was ultimately divided into 3 separate packs: breakfast, dinner, and supper. The breakfast unit posed a specific challenge. It needed to provide immediate, sustained energy to start the day. The final design centered on processed meat products, often canned ham and eggs, compressed biscuits, and the inclusion of soluble coffee, a quick source of heat and caffeine that also served as a critical psychological boost during cold, pre-dawn operations. The initial experimental K-Rations were subjected to rigorous pilot testing with troops participating in Louisiana maneuvers in 1942. These early field trials were crucial for gathering direct soldier feedback not only on the taste and nutritional adequacy, but also on the functionality of the packaging and the ease of access under simulated combat stress. These trials confirmed the need for stronger waterproofing and highlighted the importance of small morale items like chewing gum and cigarette. The core engineering achievement of the K-Ration was its energy density. To meet the strict weight limit, under 4 pounds per day, while delivering over 2,800 calories, manufacturers had to eliminate nearly all water content. This necessitated reliance on fats, sugars, and dehydrated proteins. The result was a highly compact, non-perishable caloric load. However, this density presented a nutritional compromise. While high in energy, the ration lacked the necessary roughage and fresh components required for long-term soldier health and digestive comfort. The failure of traditional rations was often due to packaging vulnerability. The K-Ration solved this with a pioneering use of wax-coated cardboard. Each inner component was wrapped in moisture-resistant cellophane or paper, then sealed within a small outer box, which was heavily treated with petroleum wax. This material formed a rigid, highly hydrophobic barrier, ensuring the contents remained dry and sterile across the extremely varied and harsh environmental conditions of the Pacific jungles and the European mud. Maintaining the quality of meat products without refrigeration was paramount. Canned components like processed cheese and chopped ham utilized hermetic sealing and were often treated with high salt or sugar content to inhibit microbial growth. The stability of the ingredients was also enhanced by the use of antioxidants and dehydration for items like biscuits and powdered coffee, ensuring a shelf life that could withstand months of transport and warehousing in remote locations. The dinner unit, midday, was designed to provide the heaviest protein load. Since fresh meat was impossible, engineers relied on canned processed cheese and various forms of chopped, preserved meat. These items provided the critical protein needed for muscle repair and endurance. While monotonous, this processed protein represented a major logistical breakthrough, eliminating the need for complex field kitchens and allowing troops to consume necessary nutrients rapidly while maintaining operational tempo. The psychological impact of combat required provisions for immediate relief and energy. Each K-ration contained small, specific items designed purely for morale and a quick sugar rush. These included chocolate bars, often formulated to resist melting, hard candies, and chewing gum. This strategic integration of confectionery acknowledged that a soldier's fighting spirit was as important as his stomach, providing a moment of comfort and a rapid energy boost when most needed. Initially conceived as a temporary or emergency ration, the K-ration's utility and logistical efficiency soon pushed it into the role of the standard field meal for specialized units. Its primary application shifted from an emergency source to the default food supply for troops involved in rapid advances, deep reconnaissance, and situations where resupply was unreliable, particularly during the fast-moving campaigns of 1943 to 1944. For airborne operations, where every ounce of weight was critical and immediate resupply impossible, the K-ration was indispensable. Its compact size and light weight allowed paratroopers and glider troops to carry multiple days' worth of sustenance. This independence from immediate supply lines was a tactical necessity, ensuring these troops maintained fighting strength while isolated behind enemy lines following their initial jump. The North African campaign served as a major early proving ground for the K-ration in a high-intensity, demanding environment. The extreme desert heat and reliance on long-distance motor transport put immense stress on the packaging. Field reports from Operation Torch and subsequent fighting provided crucial feedback, confirming the superior performance of the waxed packaging but also highlighting the early issues of food monotony and the need for greater variety. The logistical advantage of the K-ration extended far beyond the infantryman's pack. By drastically reducing the weight and volume required for troop sustenance, Allied supply ships and transport aircraft could dedicate significantly more precious cargo space to ammunition, fuel, and heavy equipment. This improved cargo efficiency was a critical force multiplier, allowing faster buildup of combat power in crucial invasion zones. A core challenge of the K-ration was that the dehydrated components, powdered milk, coffee, lemon powder, required water, which was often scarce. While the ration did not supply water, its inclusion of soluble drinks, such as the highly valued instant coffee and lemon powder, served two purposes: to enhance the palatability of the meal and to encourage the soldier to consume vital fluids to avoid dehydration during prolonged exertion. While designed for consumption without cooking, soldiers quickly developed ingenious field modifications to improve palatability and warmth. Using Esbit stoves, compact solid fuel tablets, or the heat from vehicle exhausts, troops would combine components like the processed cheese and biscuits, or melt the chocolate into hot drink. These improvised recipes were vital to combating ration monotony and improving troop morale during extended periods on the front line. Every K-Ration package included a small pack of cigarettes, usually 4, and matches. This inclusion was a deliberate psychological decision by the Quartermaster Corps, viewing tobacco as a crucial morale booster and stress reliever for combat troops. However, this policy later sparked major post-war controversy regarding the military's role in promoting smoking, highlighting the complex ethical compromises of wartime logistics. Despite its technical success, the K-Ration was notorious for its dietary monotony. Consuming the same basic components, processed meat, biscuits, and cheese spread 3 times a day, every day, led to widespread complaints, often summarized as K-Rationitis. This highlights the psychological strain of continuous frontline action, where food variety becomes a vital factor in maintaining morale and mental well-being. A comparative analysis shows the K-Ration provided the Allies with a significant logistical edge. The German Eisern portion, iron ration, was heavier and less flexible, while Japanese rations often relied on bulky rice and dried fish, which lacked the K-Ration's high caloric density and superior hermetic sealing. The American design prioritized mobility and environmental resistance, which was crucial for rapid global deployment. Each of the 3 daily packs contained a standardized yet distinct set of items. The main component: canned meat, cheese; carbohydrates, biscuits; dessert, candy, gum; beverages, powdered coffee, lemon; and the utility unit, cigarettes, matches, chewing gum. Examining these individual components reveals the calculated scientific and psychological decisions that went into packing a soldier's complete sustenance into a small box. Following the cessation of hostilities, the K-Ration underwent intense post-war scientific review. While recognized as a logistical triumph, the ration was criticized for its high fat content and lack of fresh fiber and essential vitamins necessary for sustained health. The long-term adequacy of the K-Ration was officially deemed insufficient for continuous use, prompting the military to commit to developing more nutritionally balanced field meals for future conflicts. The K-Ration's breakthroughs in compact packaging and long-term preservation quickly migrated to the civilian sector. Surplus technology and manufacturing techniques directly influenced the development of modern camping and backpacking foods, as well as the commercial market for emergency and survival rations. This marked the civilian adoption of the military's advanced methods for food logistics and preservation. The K-Ration is recognized as the direct ancestor of today's MRE meal, ready to eat. The core philosophy, a lightweight, self-contained, and nutritionally complete package for the individual soldier, originated with Ancel Keys' design. Subsequent military rations, including the C-Ration and the MRE, refined the K-Ration's principles, focusing heavily on improving variety, palatability, and long-term nutritional integrity. The K-Ration became a powerful symbol of American industrial efficiency and scientific superiority in wartime propaganda. Newsreels and posters often showcased the ration's small size, highlighting the American ability to supply and sustain highly mobile forces anywhere in the world. This symbolized the technological edge the Allies possessed in complex global logistics. Today, original, unopened K-Ration boxes are highly prized by military collectors and historians. Their survival, often due to the very wax-coated packaging designed to last years, offers tangible insight into the logistics and daily life of the World War II soldier. The preservation challenges of these decades-old food items also highlight the historical evolution of food chemistry and packaging technique. The core carbohydrate component of the K-Ration was the biscuit, which descended from the historical naval hardtack. However, the K-Ration cracker was a specific wartime refinement, compacted, highly shelf-stable, and formulated to be easily digestible, unlike its notoriously hard predecessor. This combat cracker provided sustained energy and proved to be the most reliable, non-perishable element in all 3 daily meals. The processed cheese spread included in the dinner unit represented a unique food chemistry innovation. It was specifically engineered to remain stable and edible across a vast temperature range, from the intense heat of the Pacific to the near-freezing conditions in Europe, without requiring refrigeration. This product provided essential fat and protein in a form that adhered to the compact, non-liquid requirements of the K-Ration design. Beyond food, each K-Ration included a crucial utility unit. This small collection, consisting of matches, chewing gum, toilet paper, and sugar cubes, was included based on direct battlefield feedback. The non-food items were recognized as essential for the soldiers' hygiene, morale, and immediate field necessities, underscoring the comprehensive approach of the Quartermaster Corps to the soldiers' well-being. The various canned meat products, such as veal loaf, pork, or processed ham, utilized cutting-edge canning and curing processes of the 1940s. The challenge was maintaining protein integrity and palatability despite being sealed for years. This reliance on hermetically sealed meat technology provided the necessary protein base, but also inadvertently created the basis for the monotonous flavor profile later associated with the ration. The technological impact of the K-Ration extended well beyond the war's end. Manufacturers adapted the advanced techniques used for dehydration, preservation, and compact packaging to civilian markets. Innovations in instant coffee, dry soup mixes, and packaged processed foods were fundamentally influenced by the scientific and industrial scaling lessons learned during the urgent, high-stakes development of the World War II.